Hi YouTube. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. Today I decided to make a video after drinking like half a cup of coffee. On a topic which obviously you will see from the title is having to do with spiritual growth and Roman emperors. But really I should say emperor. And the emperor that I'm hensing to is actually Marcus Aurelius, who wrote the book on meditations, wrote the meditations. And to be straightforward, like he's a wise guy. Like he has real wisdom ingrained in almost every page of his book. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of it is personal to him. Though still, the reality is that he's a smart cookie. Smart man. Smart man. He's definitely not a cookie. No cookie. But I think you know what I was getting to. I'm trying to open a book. Ugh. And I have just a little bit of the book that I want to read to you. If you're really specific and you want to know, this is on page 32. Though I'm going to be looking down so I can read here. And I quote, "Nothing is so conducive to spiritual growth as this capacity for logic and accurate analysis of everything that happens to us." End of quote. If we break down what he said, nothing is more conducive. Conducive just means conductor. Conductor is something that moves energy. Insulator is something that stops. So nothing is more conducive to the capacity of spiritual growth than accurate and logical analysis. It makes sense. Pulling from my own life, I can count numerous times where looking back, not like zooming ahead and being like, oh, well, yeah, if I looked at this event and broke it down through an analytical lens, which was unbiased towards what has happened to me, of course, like whatever happened to me is not going to bother me as much, or it's going to allow me to free up, some, so let's call it spiritual dead weight. Like it's going to allow me to reinvigorate myself with a new understanding of the world, of not just the world, but also myself, which makes me a better human being. On top of just being a better spiritual being more connected to the source rather than being more connected to energetic drains, which is a true phenomena. Hold while I drink a little sip of this coffee. Being able to analyze what happens to you is really a superpower. But hence the words, what Marcus Aurelius says in the book. He says, not just being able to analyze, but being accurate and logical. Speaking from the tone of Marcus' viewpoint of the world was very philosophically driven. He valued the logos, of the Stoicism. So obviously when he speaks, he's going to be speaking from a tone almost of schooling of philosophy. Though, like we can use our collective common sense to derive, a good from whatever situation we are in. It doesn't have to be, purely his states of affairs, you know, that we have to follow. I think it more has to do with take the furthest logic you're able to conjure up from the depths of your mind and analyze what goes on in your life accurately to what you believe to be the most accurate. And accuracy, we could say, is something akin to the truth. Try to find the truth of the matter in moments, not just that bother you, but also in moments that make you feel good. So you can derive the most accurate results from which said moment or phenomenon of events. So you can make your spiritual growth, you know, like skyrocket. Maybe not skyrocket, but at least like 25% better, you know, like 25% better is better than, you know, crashing down. I mean, I don't know what else to say other than that. It's a very straightforward topic that Marcus was going on. The growth, spiritual growth, sometimes dwells in like slowing down, patience, slowing down, analyzing, picking apart, rearranging, reordering, implementing whatever strategy you have to, and then moving forward with some, let's say, a conscious reminder, or not even a reminder, but like method to deploy in the future. Like these are the things which will ultimately accelerate you forward. And if you want spiritual growth, you have to be willing to, you know, kind of do the things that will propel you forward. If you want growth, sometimes the growth isn't necessarily nice work, but you always can make something that's conceivably, or, you know, like seems bad good. It's like people have the preconceived notion that failing is a bad thing, but failure is like the need to happen. Like failure needs to happen in order for you to grow. Because once you push past your, say, your imaginary wall of thinking that failure is a bad thing, you can go and hop on the other side of your perceived notion and be like, wow, well, maybe failure tells me where I need to work on. And by being told where I need to work on, I can actually work on the thing, and then I become better. And if I'm already can do it, then it's just like, well, I already can do it. You know, it's just like already be able to do something is actually kind of like not that fun, because then I already can. Like, what's the point? But when you fail, it's just like, well, now, I'm failing, but you know, I know what I can work on and I can get better. Then I can keep on working at it. Then I get good. And then, you know, I keep on growing. You know, you keep on encompassing more ranges of problem solving. Let's say if you're failing in, I don't know, detective work. I don't know. It's just a crude example, but I think you understand my jest. I'm just, you know, just trying to express the way in which one truly does, you know, evolve from analyzing yourself. And like spiritual growth, I mean, like spiritual growth it can really be encompassed into anything. Failure is just one example. I know in the spirituality community, we tend to only think and really hone in on like energy fields and energy practice. But I mean, like energy is not just your aura, it's also internal. It's what you do, it's what you eat, it's how you think, it's what you think about things. It's like it's your thoughts, it's your conscious thoughts, your unconscious thoughts. I mean, energy is an accumulation of all of that, what you are. So it's like you better make sure that you are being the best of what you are. And if you don't know where to go, you just listen to me, because I'll tell you. But rather more on the other end of the spectrum, it's just like everything's inside of you. So you don't really have to listen to anyone, but you have to be willing to unbiasedly, accurately, logically hold the capacity to look at your things, look at your life, potato, and see what you can do to have the most conducive environment to spiritual growth. According to Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor, a great one at that. He said it, I think, I'm looking at the book, I think it's 137 AD at the time he wrote. So we're in 2026 right now. Just do the math and then look at it. Like, it's a long time ago. And this was already like something people knew. You don't have to be all fancy schmancy to achieve spiritual growth. You just have to be willing to look at yourself through a lens that's clear, devoid of any, I want to say desires, but to keep it maybe even more neutral, I would just say of any debris. If anything, that probably does cloud your vision. That's all I gotta say. Thank you for listening to the video. Thank you for tuning in. I've actually recorded this video once before, but it didn't work out. Not at all. And I thought I was like well spoken. But I don't think I was. Because this thing has a bass. And the bass sucks. It actually sucks. So I hold the microphone now. It makes it easier to talk. Thank you for being here, truly. I'll make more videos, I have more things I will definitely speak on. Though I like to take my time and really organize the thoughts, and I do writing, beforehand, and really, hone in on what I'm going to speak so I can give you the best content, because I want to make sure I give you things that are beneficial to take on to you for the rest of your life, that literally will only give you good, life results. And I'm not going to give you too many experimental, let's say, advice. So without further ado, this is my third time thanking you. Have a good day. And I will talk to you when I talk to you.